Shalom. In this video, I want to go over the Greek adjective, and the word Mounce provides in chapter 9 is agathos. Agathos, like this, and it means good. But because in Greek, the adjective has to agree in three ways, the noun it's modifying: in number, in gender, and in case. Number, gender, and case. Because that is the fact of the matter, that's what's required of an adjective to be available to modify any noun, we have to learn the word agathos, good. We have to learn the word good in every number, in every case, in every gender. So that's what we're going to review. How do you say good that many ways? Well, our chart is going to follow that of our definite article. We're going to say 3 columns: masculine, feminine, neuter, like this. And again, this is a 2-1-2, so it's second declension for the masculine and the neuter, first declension for the feminine. And then we're going to have our 2 main rows. We're going to have our singular and our plural. And then in each, we're going to have 4 cases. N is for nominative, G, genitive, D, dative, A, accusative. So we always do the N, G, D, A. So we have a stable framework from which to sort, keep this information organized. And so we'll start here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for the masculine column. And let's change color here. We'll go to blue. Agathos, like this. And remember, it begins with a vowel, so there is a smooth breathing. Agathos. That's our nominative singular. What's our genitive singular in the masculine? Agathu, circumflex. Agathu. Dative, agato. We got the omega with iota subscript and the circumflex. Agato. And the accusative, what is it? It is agaton. Agaton. There it is. So if I wanted to say, forget my template there for a second. I just want to do this. If I want to say the good word, and I'm going to use what we call the first attributive position, I'd say ha, and then I say my adjective, agathos, logos. Ha agathos logos. Technically, this would shift back. Yeah. Ha agathos logos, the good word. Now, I could do second attributive. I talked about this on the homework prep. I could say ha logos, ha, and then agathos. Then get my, then give my adjective second like that. Ha logos, ha agathos, the word, the good one. And so those first and second attributive apply for any of these examples. But what if I want to say to the good word? To the good word, I would use the dative, right? Or in the good word, I could say n. There's my n preposition, plus it takes the dative. And then I would just do dative definite article, en, to, then my modifier, agatho, ento agatho, lago, like that. In the good word. Now, are you ever going to need to say that? I don't know. In the good word. I'm just showing that we have the shift where there's an agreement with the definite article and its noun with the adjective. They're all, in this case, dative, masculine, dative, singular. Okay, so let's continue. And the gender there is defined by the noun logos. Let's continue on here. Keep this short and sweet. So we'll continue with our masculine. So agathos, agathu, agato, agaton. What's our plural? Agathoi, like that. Agathoi. Agaton. That's our one that's easy. If you even remember that the genitive plural is the same all the way across, you can actually just, go ahead and write it across like this for feminine and for neuter. Just like that. So let's continue on here. The dative, agathos, like this. Now, one thing, we can pause here. Remember that the masculine and the neuter are second declension. That means it's going to be the same with the genitive and the dative. So I can skip the feminine, go over to the neuter column, and write the same thing, agathos. It's going to be the same. And then the same thing with the genitive and dative in the singular. Agathou and agatho, like that. So see how once we learn some of these patterns and where the repetitions are, like with the second declension, it helps us accelerate our fleshing out of this paradigm. The accusative plural, agathous, like this. Now, let's look over the neuter because we'll do second declension. Agathon. And it's going to be the same. The accusative neuter is the same. Agathon. So notice here, let me change color. We've got 3 words that look the same. We have the neuter nominative and the neuter accusative look the same. And look, they look the same as the accusative masculine. So if you were given a test and you were supposed to parse this word, agathon, you have 3 possible ways of parsing it. And they're all true. It's a neuter nominative, or it's in the accusative and can be either masculine or neuter. So there's more fun there with Greek. Let's go back to our blue, and we'll do our neuter plural. Agatha. Think of like Agatha Christie. Agatha. Good things. And then the accusative, agatha, the same. So in the same way that the neuter singulars of the nominative and the accusative are the same, so are the neuter plurals of the nominative and accusative the same form. These are important things you want to remember. Okay, let's now finish off looking at the feminine. Remember, these all start with our core word, which is aga, right? Agath something. That's our stem, which generally means good, but we don't see the stem in a text all by itself. It's always going to have a context. It's always going to be flagged as having some sort of function inside a sentence, some sort of grammatical purpose, and that purpose is coded in the Greek language as an ending. So the meaning is with agath. The rest of the word is not personal to the word agath. It is a function of how Greek words connect to each other syntactically. So let's look at this again. Feminine neuter. We're going to start with our agath. I'm right at the point where I need my readers or not. I'm kind of right between agathe, right? Agathe. Agathes. There's our nice genitive form, smooth breathing. Agathe. Iota subscript. And then finally, agathane, like that. Now let's go to our final 3 items here. The feminine plural in the neuter, agathai. Agathai. So the difference between, if you look at the difference between the masculine and the feminine, is 1 letter. The masculine has an omega here. The feminine has an alpha. Agathoi, agathai. So they sound a lot alike. They have 1 letter difference. That leaves us with 2 more here. The dative plural in the feminine, agathais. That too is different by 1 letter from the second declensions. agathois or agathais. And then last but not least, our plural accusative, agathas, like that. So here is our full paradigm. One difference between the definite article and what we see here is that in the neuter singulars, our definite article is ta, like this, not ton. So that's a point of differentiation. If you were to map out the entire definite article, which is a full paradigm like the adjective, and then map it against this paradigm of the Greek adjective, you see this as a primary place of difference. Whereas the neuter singular nominative has a new ending, agaton. The definite article just has to. Same here, agaton, to. Okay, there you have it. The full paradigm of the Greek adjective in first and second declensions. Happy studying. Shalom.